Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I am joined on Gamecock Central now by a very special guest. I'm sure most of you know who he is because he has been the talk of South Carolina football over this past week. It's Corey Rucker, the newest transfer commit to the University of South Carolina, a wide receiver out of Arkansas State. Corey, how have things been since you've committed to South Carolina?
It has been insane. I don't even know the amount of followers I've got on Instagram and Twitter in like the past 3 days. But like I had to cut off my notifications for a while just because it was going crazy.
Listen, you even got a tweet from Darius Rucker. So I need to know, what was your reaction when you saw that Darius Rucker tweeted at you?
So all right, so after I post my commitment, I went to eat and I went to this restaurant by myself, sitting at the bar eating, and I'm just smiling at my phone and I noticed like the bartender kept coming by looking at me. She was like kind of like, what's wrong with this kid? And I look at my phone one time and like I told you, like all these people following me and I see like a little profile icon. I was like, is that Darius Rucker? So like I went to it and it's like Darius Rucker follows you. And I was like, there's no way. So like I followed back or whatever, and I'm just kind of sitting there geeking over it for a minute. And then I was like, let me just inbox him. So I inboxed him and I was like, is this real? I was like, did you really just follow me? And then he texted me back and I lost it. And he was like, you commit and I follow or whatever. He was like, congrats or whatever. And I was just like, this is crazy. So, and when I was on my visit, I was kind of messing with people. I was like, oh yeah, Darius Rucker, my uncle, this is that. No relations at all, but we got the same last name though. So I was like, yeah, that's my uncle, this and that. So like, it just kind of started spiraling from there. Like everybody's like coming, like, oh, this Darius Rucker nephew, this and that. And then when I saw the tweet, I just lost it.
I think I lost it too. That was crazy. And the fact that you DM'd him and that was like a whole story. I mean, that is so awesome. And now Darius Rucker is supposed to be doing this free concert for South Carolina students after the women's basketball team won. So I think you really started that trend. Like, you really started the trend of getting Darius in Gamecock Twitter land this past week, and it's been awesome. So congrats for that. And also congratulations on your commitment. I mean, you've had a lot going on over this last month or so. You've had offers from a ton of different SEC schools. I know Ole Miss, Auburn, they were in the mix as well. Corey, what made South Carolina the place that you wanted to come play football?
I say the relationship I built with Coach Step over this recruiting process, just having him talk to me every single day, building a relationship with him. Like I say, like after the first week of him recruiting me, it felt like I've known him for like probably like 3 months already. So that was huge for me. And I say the fact that Coach Beamer reached out to me himself, he would call me and text me. So that was huge for me because a lot of head coaches from schools recruiting me did not. So that kind of separated South Carolina from a lot of schools. And there was a time where we had really bad weather back at home. And Coach Beamer, like he asked and checked, like, hey, family okay, this and that. And that meant the world to me because that was one of the things I was looking for was genuine people and like that family vibe. And for him to do that, it really separated South Carolina from a lot of schools. And I'd say on my visit, just being able to see the facilities, the way they take care of the players. And I don't think I saw like one player that just walked around with like bad energies. Like everybody wanted to be there. And I just saw that as something I wanted to be a part of.
And Corey, you did talk about your official visit right there. I want you to take me through that a little bit more. Kind of tell me the details. I know you dealt with the wonderful Jessica Jackson, who just made everything happen at South Carolina. You even gave her a Twitter shout out as well. So take me through that weekend, kind of what transpired and what you saw that made this program so special.
So I say the first thing that kind of blew me away was my meeting with Demo, the player development. So just meeting him off the bat was like that was like it was so fun and it was full of energy. I felt right at home right away, and I'd say I was able to sit through a team meeting, just kind of seeing how Coach Beamer interact with the team and everybody's sitting up, everybody's paying attention to him, and just I could feel the vibe, like everybody, like I said, wanted to be there, and it was just all good energy. And I was able to sit through the wide receiver position meeting and just watch Coach Step install and kind of see just how he is with his players. Like everybody was comfortable. There was like nobody's like super uptight. Like like, I don't want to get in trouble for this or that. Just like everybody could be themselves, and like he was cool with that. And I was able to watch practice, and it's high energy. Everybody's moving around fast. There's not really no wasted movement. And I'd say after practice, I don't remember exactly what we did. I don't know what we did after practice, but once I kind of did like a campus tour, and I got to meet my academic advisors. And the one thing that stood out the most to me was the amount of resources that we have for outside of football. So there's like, obviously we got Derek Moore that's in the building, but if I go over to the academic center, there's also 4 other people that are there for me, just like financial literacy, um, how to build a resume, just life skills and stuff like that. And I think that's really priceless, because that's football is not going to always be there. So you need those type of things to kind of build for life after football. So that really stood out to me. And then I just kind of say, winding out my visit on the way to the airport, I got to go to Dawn Staley's house and meet her. And that was the staple of my visit.
Oh my gosh. What was it like meeting Dawn Staley? Were you like starstruck for a second?
Oh yeah. So we're coming down the street, and I'm just kind of on my phone or whatever. And Skylar, my host, she was like, "Oh, that's her house right up there on the left." And like I look up, and Don Staley standing in the middle of the street, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" Like it was so crazy, and to be able to go inside of her house and like get a tour of the house and everything, it was absolutely insane. And like I'm sitting there for like 30 minutes, just smile on my face, ear to ear. It was crazy, because when after I got my pictures back from the photo shoot, I posted them and I said, "This is Dawn Staley country." And like everybody just kind of like, "What does this kid know about Dawn Staley?" Like I'm supposed to be on a football visit, and I'm shouting out the women's basketball head coach, and I'm just sitting in my hotel room the night before we were supposed to leave. And Jessica calls me and she was like, "Corey, I need you to get up like 30 minutes earlier for me." And I'm like, "For what?" And she was like, "On the way to the airport, we're gonna make a stop by Don Staley house." And like I'm in my hotel room just going crazy. I'm pretty sure whoever was rooming next to me was probably upset, because it was like 11 o'clock, and I was just in there going crazy.
Oh my gosh. That is literally the cap to the perfect trip. And it really did seem like it was so great for you. And I love what you mentioned about going to meet your academic advisor and kind of getting to see about the opportunities that will help you beyond football. So I guess that kind of leads me into the question of when football is over, hopefully a long time from now, hopefully you've got a long, lengthy football career ahead of you. But when that's over, what would be the dream job for you, Corey?
So right now, I've been kind of, just kind of dealing through a bunch of different scenarios of where I want to be in life. But the one thing that's kind of jumping off the page to me right now is being a child psychologist.
Wow.
So yeah, I got a lot of nieces and nephews, and I just love being around children. I mean, children are my joy. They make my day. I don't think there's anyone in the world that's just more inspiring than kids. And I just love to be around them. So right now, I'm just really trying to find a career that I can base around kids and just being around them.
That is so awesome. I love that. Maybe next year, since you love kids so much, you can dress up as the Easter Bunny for the Easter egg hunt. I don't know if you saw Zeb Noland was doing that this year for South Carolina. He dressed up, and Coach Beamer put out a tweet about it, and it was so funny because all the kids were sitting there and they had the cocky mascot with them, but the Easter Bunny was gone. I guess Zeb had to clock out or something. So that could be on the table next year. But wow, child psychologist, so incredible, and like we said, hopefully a long football career before that. But if you definitely get to doing that, that would be awesome. Corey, speaking of football, speaking of South Carolina, what do you think you're going to bring to the table for this wide receiver room? What kind of impact do you hope to make for the Gamecocks?
I'm definitely gonna bring in a high energy player. I'm gonna push the room. I'm gonna push everybody to be better. Um, Obviously, I'm gonna be a big play threat. I want to be able to come in and just really just set the team on fire, set the conference on fire. I want to be that guy that people look and be like, "Oh man, like who is this?" Like my film, like I say, like my film is kind of crazy, but I just say like my personality just like adds like 10 times more to that. Cause like you can't see people personality on film, but I just say I'm one of those guys, like my teammates be around me, everybody feel comfortable. I'm one of those guys that like, if you ever need something, like people won't hesitate to come ask me. Like if you ever need a ride, I'll come pick you up, food, like need a place to stay. I'm that guy like people can count on and depend on for anything. Like I'll help you with homework. Like it doesn't matter. So I just say like really I'm just another brother, but like I'm super dependable and not just in football, but anything outside of that. Like you can count on me. Like I'm one of those people like I want to introduce you to my parents and I want you to meet my brothers and sisters like that.
Oh, I love that. Where do you think that came from? Has that been something that your parents have always instilled upon you since you were really young? Did you learn that from a coach maybe when you were in your earlier football days?
I just say it's probably because I have so many siblings, and like I'm the youngest, so for so long like I couldn't go out and be with my brothers and sisters because like they would go play, but I was the baby. So my parents wouldn't let me go out just because I wasn't old enough yet, and I don't want anybody to feel what I was feeling then. Like I want everybody to feel like they can come along and nobody left behind because trust me, it was some long days sitting in that house when you know all of your siblings are gone and you're too young to go.
Listen, I'm the youngest sibling too, so I completely empathize with what you're saying right there. Corey, you talked about your family. When you told them you were committing to South Carolina, what was their reaction?
They already knew. I don't know how, but they already knew. It's just like they said like your excitement about them was just way more than any other school. So like my dad was like, he already knew it was coming. My mom was just a little bit shocked because she figured I would stay close to home and go to Ole Miss. But I was like, nah, I got to take that leap of faith. But everybody was definitely excited for me. Like the support has been crazy. Everybody's like, they don't care how far it is. It's 9.5 hours from home, but they're still going to try to make every game they can.
That is incredible. And you said, in your tweet that it's a great birthday gift for Coach Beamer to be committing. You only committed a couple days after his birthday. So when you gave him that call or, you called Coach Stepp and told him you were committing, what were their reactions?
Um, Definitely super excited. Coach Stepp was trying to get me to come back right there today. Actually, Coach Stepp didn't even want me to leave after my visit. He was hoping I would stay, but both of them were definitely excited. I know they can't wait for me to get there and move forward. And I told you that I'd be at the spring game, so excited to see them again. So yeah, they were definitely excited though.
Yeah, if y'all didn't already know, Corey will be at the spring game. He'll be here this summer working out with the team, practicing, and then, of course, ready to go come the fall. Corey, so awesome to talk to you in this first video interview since your commitment to South Carolina. We appreciate you doing it on Gamecock Central. And like we said, we are just super excited for you and send you our best wishes and congratulations after your commitment.
Thank you for having me.